So let's start. Summary of You Can Win. Winners don't do different things. They do things differently. A step-by-step tool for top achievers by Shiv Khera. Introduction. Have you ever had a dream that you want so badly, but somehow it never came true? Have you ever watched people succeed in achieving their dreams while you didn't? Yes, we all have been there someday. Some people seem to master the game of life. They just know what they want and they are not afraid to get it. So why aren't you doing the same? This book will shed the light on the reason why success seems to work for some people and not for others. This book is a manual that will take you step by step. This book will teach you how to be successful. It will help you to start your journey from dreaming big, setting clear goals, to achieve your dreams. What is interesting in the book is that each chapter will provide you with an action plan. This is like an exercise that you can practice to learn the secret of successful people. So, if success is what you're after, stay tuned to know more about the inner workings of winning the game. Importance of attitude. Building a positive attitude. Surely, you have wondered why some people, organizations, and companies are more successful than others. The answer is in the quality. When you talk about quality, we mean the quality of people and business choices. In the world of success, attitude is what sets the most effective people from the losers. Every great building starts with a strong foundation. Every successful building starts with TQP. TQP refers to top quality people. There are the people that once you add to your team, they'll have a strong desire to do their best to improve the quality of your business. Studies have proven that most people get the job because of their attitude, not because of their resume. Having a positive attitude towards your business and life in general is the key and finding your success. Our attitudes are determined by our environment, education, and experiences. A positive person always cares about others. He is always confident, patient, and resourceful. To become among the top quality people, you have to focus on being positive. Practice every day till it becomes a habit and keep educating yourself. You will need to avoid negative influences such as negative people and TV programs. One day, a visit from a wise man changed the life of an African farmer. Hafiz was happy living and working in his farm. But that all changed by a simple words from a wise man. When he visited Hafiz, the wise man told him that diamonds can make him rich. He told him that if he had a diamond as big as his thumb, he can own a city. If a diamond was as big as his fist, he can buy a whole country. This idea kept Hafiz awake all night. He was not unhappy, so he decided to sell his farm and go looking for diamonds. He traveled everywhere till he reached Spain. He was now broke, tired, and without any hope of finding the diamonds. So he killed himself. He jumped off the river and there he was dead. What Hafiz didn't know is that back home everything changed. The man who bought his farm found diamonds in his own river. One day a new farmer was enjoying the morning sun and he noticed something shining in the water stream. When the wise man visited the new owner of the farm, they both realized that Hafiz was sleeping on a diamond mine. Only if he knew. That proves that positive attitude is everything. If Hafiz stayed positive and believed in his own assets, he would have become the richest of all. Because he approached life with a negative attitude, he was hopeless and lost his own life. Success, winning strategies. We now know that success is the result of our attitude. Our attitude is a choice. So success is a matter of choice and not luck. To move ahead in life, We need to seek opportunities and not just be satisfied with what we have. Success is a subjective word. It's the journey of realizing your goals one after the other. Obstacles don't matter. Every success story has failures in its history. Remember Thomas Edison? He failed almost 10,000 times before he succeeded in creating a light bulb. To have a mentality of success, you need to have a strong desire to succeed, commitment, and responsibility. You must also be willing to work harder than others. Success also comes for those who are patient, caring for others, have a good personality, and positive attitude. You also need to be able to manage your time for the best results and be persistent when facing difficult times. Most people quit when they are about to achieve their greatest profit yet. Dare to take risks. Come to the world of business prepared. Believe in the laws of nature and make them work for you. Also, never forget to be grateful and to learn from your mistakes. A young man once asked Socrates about the secrets of success. Socrates told him to meet him the next day by the river. As they were walking, they got closer to the river. Socrates grabbed the man by the neck and pushed him down the river. The man couldn't breathe. He was struggling to run away from Socrates' grasp, but he failed. Socrates was stronger than him. The man struggles and struggles till his face turned blue. Socrates then let him go. As the man caught his breath, Socrates asked him, what was the thing he wanted the most when he was underwater? The man replied that he wanted air. Socrates told him that only when you want success as much as you wanted air, only then you'll succeed. A cruel but important lesson is learned here. If your desire is strong enough, then all you have left is to apply the principle of success. Motivation. Motivating yourself and others every day. The most important question to ask is not how to do something, but why you're not doing it already. Most people know exactly what they have to do in order to succeed. But what they don't know is why they are not doing these things. You can be inspired by other people, but you can only be motivated by changing your action plan. Your inner values are the most lasting motivation source in your life. If you believe in some cause, you'll be motivated to do whatever it takes to achieve it. You can be motivated by external factors such as fear, money, and incentives. You can also be motivated by internal factors such as pride, sense of achievement, responsibilities, and caring of others. You can motivate others by giving them the recognition and respect they need, helping them, listening to their needs, and challenging them to always do better. There was a boy who used to play soccer in his school team. The boy was always in reserve because the coach didn't believe in him. His father will always come to watch him play, but his son never made it to the team. So the boy stopped coming to practice, but suddenly he showed up again. It was the finals. The boy was very determined to play this time. He begged his coach to let him play. The coach refused because the pride of the school was at stake. Everyone was there watching. After begging and begging, the coach gave up and allowed him to play. The boy surprised everyone. He was on fire. He scored all the goals and he was the star of the game. When the game was over, the coach asked the boy how he did that. He was always a bad soccer. And suddenly he was a star. The boy told him that his father was watching him this time, but the father wasn't there. The coach asked him where his father is. The boy said that his father was blind. Every time he came to practice, he wasn't able to see him play. But today his father could see him play for the first time. The coach asked how. The boy answered that his father was dead. He's now watching him from above. You can be the star of your life if you have a strong motivation. Just set clear goals. Have high expectations, and move forward in life. Self-esteem. Building a positive self-esteem and image. The way you think and feel about yourself is important. If you change your self-esteem, your performance will change too. You'll be motivated, happy, and ambitious. You should avoid working with people with low esteem. They are not responsible and they never keep their promises. They are also negative and take more than they like to give. Working with someone like this is not good for your business. Some people believe that if they pretend that their self-esteem is high, people will believe in them. But self-esteem is shown through your action. It shows through what we like and what we don't. So there's no need to pretend since your actions will tell the truth anyway. Where and how you grew up is directly related to your self-esteem. Your environment affects your personality. Your education plays an important role for your self-esteem as well. Discipline is also important. Growing with a firm belief system will teach you to love yourself and to love responsibility. Discipline doesn't go against your freedom. It just guides you towards the right path. The key to success is not in doing what you like. Life is not perfect. The key is in liking what we do. We have to be confident to handle whatever comes your way. To build a positive self-esteem, you have to replace your painful memories with positive lessons. Ignore your limitations, help others, accept and give compliments, as well as be responsible. If you follow these paths, setting goals and achieving them will be easy. Wilma was young when she had a strong fever that left her paralyzed with polio. She was only 4 and the doctor told her that she can never put her foot on the floor again. Wilma had big dreams. She wanted to be a fastest woman on track. The doctor kept telling her no, but her mother supported her. Her mother believed that with persistent and good faith, everything is possible. One day, Wilma took her leg braces off. She walked on her foot for the first time after her sickness. She wanted to run, so she started competing in the track. She was always the last to arrive to the finish line. Years went by. Wilma kept on running until finally she won. She went to the university and met a good coach. She told the coach about her dream and he believed in her positive spirit. Wilma went to the Olympics and competed against the fastest women on track. She beat the champion in 3 races and came home with 3 gold medals. Wilma made history for being the first paralytic woman to win the race in 1960 Olympics. Interpersonal skills. Building a pleasing personality. George Washington once said that what the world needs isn't product knowledge, but people knowledge. People need to be charismatic and they have to care and connect with others. Building strong connections is important in the world of business. Life is an echo. Everything you send to the world is reflected back to you. If you send love and positivity, you'll receive both. Stay away from the aspects that are stopping you from building good relationships with others. Try to avoid being selfish, rude, dishonest, and suspicious of others. To build a good personality, you need to be responsible, considerate of others' needs. Be tactful with your words, don't criticize and complain. Try to find excuse for other people's mistake and be a good listener. It's also good to be able to admit your mistakes immediately. This is a leader's attitude. Remember that no one is perfect. Also, don't engage in worthless arguments. Always try to go for fruitful decisions instead. In order to have a good friend, you need to be a good friend first. There was a story of 2 farmers who were exchanging goods with each other. The first one was a baker. He always sends a loaf of bread to second farmer who sends a pound of butter in return. One day the first farmer started thinking. He was not sure that the butter he receives truly weigh 1 pound. So he brought a scale and he checked. The first farmer was right. The butter he was receiving all time was less than a pound. He was angry and he felt betrayed. So he invited the second farmer to settle a court. The judge asked the second farmer about the scale he used to measure the pound of butter. The second farmer answered that his means were always limited. He doesn't have a scale, so he used the first farmer's loaf of bread as a scale instead. The amount of butter he sends is equal to the loaf of bread he receives. So if anyone was cheating in this story, is the first farmer. What we can learn from this tale is that anything we do will be reflected exactly back at us. So send positive and good attitude. You will receive the best from life. Subconscious mind and habit. Building a pleasing personality. We were all born to be successful. We have the inner power to achieve greatness. What hinders our progress is the way we were conditioned by the society. If we watch successful people closely, we notice that they make everything they do look easy. It is not because they are different, but it is because they have learned so much to the point where success becomes a habit for them. They are now doing it subconsciously. They don't have room for social norms to affect their nature. They are focused and determined. You need to start building good habits. There are habits of success. To do that, you need to condition yourself for success. By conditioning, we mean changing the books you read, the movies you watch, the podcast you listen to. Make everything in your environment scream success. Start with your subconscious behavior, and your subconscious will automatically follow. The subconscious mind is more powerful because it's internal. It doesn't think or question, it just does. That's the attitude you're looking for. Fear and hesitation is not your friend. Doing is your best ally if you want to succeed. Your mind and body may be difficult to control. Changing habits is hard and your mind will be resisting. You need to stay positive and focus on the big picture. Building habit requires discipline and patience. There is a 12-day formula that teaches us how to form habits. First, you need to focus on your self-talk. Change negative comments such as "I am tired" to positive statements that you practice every day. To make these positive statements effective, you need to visualize them daily. The author tells the story of his nephews. He has 2 nephews who love playing tennis. Their father was once complaining about how much money this hobby of his children is costing him. The author asked him why. Compared to them being at home all day, this was a win. They may end up doing other things instead, such as bad habits. The father thought for a while. Then he realized that playing tennis is a cheap price for raising good children with positive personalities. He was protecting them from the world and setting them in the right path. Life is like a vacuum. If you don't surround yourself with positive habit, negative habit will consume you instead. So you have to start watching yourself and seeing where your habits are taking you. Are they directing you towards success or failure? Depending on your answer, you can see a vision of your future self. So be serious about your habits. Then change your negative ones with positive routines. Goal setting. Setting and achieving your goals. If you don't have a clear vision of where you want to go, you will never reach any final destination. You will be lost forever. Setting goals is different from having dreams and wishes. Dreams always lack specific directions. Setting goals is very important for your success. If you're not sure and committed to where exactly you want to go with your life, you will go nowhere. Not all people set goals. People are usually scared and negative towards life. They don't believe that they can achieve anything, so they're satisfied with what they have. Ambition is what separates the great from the normal. You should know that your goals must be smart. There have to be a specific statement, such as, I have to build a 6-pack. They also have to be measurable in order to be able to track your progress. They must be realistic and achievable. You can't aim for something that's impossible. Lastly, goals must also be bound by a time limit. If you want to build a six-pack, you have to limit yourself to 6 months or year, for example. Goals can be short-term or long-term. Sometimes when people focus on a certain goal, they forget to live. It's always good to have a balance between working and living. You have to take care of your family and your health. Staying focused is good, but living a life without joy is a bad decision. An example of keeping your eye on the prize is Florence Candwich. She was a famous swimmer. She swam through the English Channel and now her goal was bigger. Florence was determined to swim through the Catalina Channel next. The whole world was watching as she fought against cold and fog 1 mile after the other. She even encountered some sharks along the way. She was swimming and swimming, but all she could see was fog. Because Florence couldn't see any land, she gave up. She was so close to achieving her goal, but she gave up because she couldn't see where the destination is. 2 months later, Florence tried again. She won this time and even beat the man's world record by 2 hours. This story teaches us the importance of having clear vision. If you can't see your goals clearly, you will be discouraged and give up midway. Values and vision. Doing the right thing for the right reason. How do we know that our value system is the right one to have? How can we judge what we are doing is the right thing? This is a tricky question because values are subjective. Everyone sees the world from his own perspective. So how can we decide? There are 2 tests that you can use to check your values. First, there is a test called the Mama test. If you're doing something, ask yourself whether your mother will be proud to see you doing it or not. If she is, then you are on a right path. If she is not, then your values need to change. The second test is called the Baba test. It works the same way, except this time you're the father and your children are the ones who's judging you. When you're doing something, imagine your children in the room is watching you. Will you be proud of their father? If yes, then keep going. If not, then you know what needs to be changed. You can change your values with practice. Your values are important because they can determine who you are and what you get from life. If your values are wrong, your life will be miserable. Since values are the core of existence, you should start with them. The right values will give you purpose to live. When you know your life's purpose, your vision is clear. You know where you're going and what is it that you have to do to get there. A clear vision built from good values will set your life for the right path. There was a story of a king called Midas. This king adored gold, and the more he had, the more he wanted. He was storing gold everywhere. One day, King Midas was visited by a stranger. The strange man told him that he can have one wish. Anything he asked will be granted. Because the king loved gold, he asked the stranger to give him a gold touch. Midas wanted anything he touches to turn into gold. The stranger told him to wait till the morning and his wish shall be true. When the king woke up the next day, he touched his bed and it turned into gold. He was so happy. He looked through the window and saw his daughter in the garden. That made him happier. He tried to read, but his book turned into gold. He tried to eat food, but his food turned into gold. He was upset and hungry. What made it worse is his daughter. She came running to her father, and once King Midas touched her, she also turned to gold. He started crying and crying. The strange man came back and asked him what he wanted this time. The king said sadly that he wanted the gold to disappear. All he cared about is his daughter, and he can't be happy without her. The strange man gave him his wish. The king's daughter was back and healthy. The king was now wiser. He now knows exactly what is important to him. Just like this king, if we don't check our values and properties, we may be focusing on wrong things. We need to find what matters most to us, then set a clear vision to achieve it. Conclusion. This book is not about what you should do to be a winner. It was about what you should be to be a winner. Success starts from a subconscious mind. It's not the environment, but it's our personality and values that determine our rate of success and failure. In this book, we learn the importance of having a positive attitude towards life. We also learned the importance of motivation and high self-esteem for building a successful life. Do not forget, you can't succeed on your own. You need to build good relationships with others. Your personalities must be pleasing and inviting because life is like a boomerang. Whatever we do, we will receive back. We also learned how to set smart goals that are specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. These goals must be based on the right values. You can't live a life based on wrong values and negative habits. You have to stay focused on your vision, keep improving as an individual, and give back to the world. Life is a win-win game. The more you care about other people and give back to society, the more you'll receive. So what you're waiting for? Follow the action plans provided by this book and start changing your life. Your own success is waiting for you. Just start now.